Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Psychedelic Art Exchange on YouTube. We're coming to you in the middle of our October CGC auction that features 50 lots independently authenticated and graded by CGC. The auction's open for bidding until Thursday, October 16th at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. It's a great collection with a number of fan favorites and rarities and some cool signatures and stuff. So let's get started and take a look at some of them.
Yes, well, we're just going to run through the top lots in order because when it comes to CGC graded posters, it is, we try to lay them out, at least the top lots, in order of the most rare or valuable or whatever.
Right.
But the first poster that we're starting with is the BG4 signed by Wes Wilson. And this poster in particular is important in the sequence because it shows the evolution of Wes Wilson's artwork. And this
Mm-hmm.
is the first poster where he really starts stepping out and developing this completely unique creative style where all of this that went after this sort of borrowed from. And I've always loved this poster. This is 66. It's early,
Yeah.
and Jefferson Airplane was the band at the time. So this was, and it's color and layout and design is just all beautiful. But this is the first really getting psychedelic kind of Wes Wilson poster. The previous one that he did for the series was the BG2, which is the Batman, which is a different style altogether. And then the BG3 with the Paul Butterfield, he starts stepping out, but it's still figurative. And here he's just playing with design and letters and colors. It's a very special piece. And
Yeah, he's credited with sort of developing that psychedelic art style within posters. And I mean, he's signed this one, and he's not signing posters anymore. So that's
yeah,
some.
this is a special copy, and the 90 grade. This seems to be almost a perfect poster, with the exception of some toning on the edges, but it's real minor. I mean, this is
Mhm.
a really strong copy. It's conservatively graded, let's say, but
Sure.
it's signed by Wes, and this is a hot poster. This poster had like a high sale of 6,200 in 2022,
Hmm.
and I think the last 9 sold for 2,000. So there's still a lot of there's a lot of play within these values.
Sure.
Obviously, collectors of CGC posters are always playing for the high mark. The 9/8 tend to get all the money, but
Hmm.
there is, if you know these posters and if you've handled enough of them, the differences are so minute. So they're really, they're doing a really strong grading job at CGC now. They're,
Hmm.
it's been somewhat inconsistent over the years because they were learning their way when they first came out, and there's,
Sure.
it's been an evolution. The whole CGC thing has been an evolution where, it is still more valuable in a CGC holder than a raw poster. So
Right.
that's the main factor that you have to consider if you're buying for value and holding and all of that stuff. If you just want a clean copy, then yeah, you can buy it raw, but it still is a value added thing to have with the poster. So
Hmm.
not to go too deep down that hole. And things, it's had an up and down slope. But this is one poster that really every collector of this material ought to have. I know I
Sure.
say that a lot, but
Well,
there's
I
so
mean,
many.
the first number of issues in the series, I mean, like this is number 4. So
Yeah,
like that's That's so early. I mean, you always want to get those early issues from.
Yeah, with this and the Family Dog, the first
Mhm.
5 are gold and super rare. Now,
Mhm.
what has happened, with some of the early FD and BG stuff is that the band name recognition isn't as strong. Jefferson Airplane didn't hold the appeal that they had in 1967. The Grateful Dead, however, have held up the prices. I mean, Grateful Dead posters just keep going on and keep
Mhm.
going up, and that's where a lot of people want to play. What this comes down to, at least currently, is band power has a lot to do with it. Jimi Hendrix, Grateful Dead, Led Zeppelin posters are always going to get the money. Now, the artwork on its own, that's a question that I get asked about all the time. Will the value hold up? Will anybody care in 10 years? And I don't have a crystal ball. I think we're at the point where the original collectors are starting to release their collection. So obviously a lot more stuff is going to come onto the market. At some point though, this will hit a critical mass because
Right.
it's too good to be hidden, but it's still very much considered a niche collectible. CGC gets a fraction of the submissions that they do for any of their other categories. So,
Mhm.
they're being patient with the market. I mean, they're a big company, but I really, really believe, that the first 10 to 20 of the BG and FDs are still the sweet place.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the King Kong in the FD is sort of faded, but that's such a tough poster. It's a weird color and a weird design, and Big Brother hasn't held up like
No.
the Grateful Dead. But anyhow,
Really.
that's that. So moving
Well,
on, the next is just a gorgeous poster, many people's favorite. Rick
yeah.
Rick Griffin, Split Fountain, gorgeous. This is considered of the top 3 Griffin artworks in posters by collectors. So this was originally just a little black and white handbill. But then when Rick created the California's Graphics Exchange, which was his commercial poster business, he reprinted this
Mhm.
and a couple other designs that he had the rights to. So, but this is, I mean, by far the juiciest of all of them,
It's
and
so cool.
it's really, I mean, the dung beetle it's so vibey. It's so, oh yeah, this is a wonderful piece. And if you've ever seen or had the chance to see the original art for this, it's astounding. I mean,
Mm. Mm.
it's really quite the piece. And this piece generally, sells for about 2 to 3 thousand. There was a high point of, I think, 6,000. And anyhow, this is
But it's rare. It's pretty
yeah,
rare.
and this is lot number 3. I thought I was going in order, boom.
We
So be it.
lied, but it's okay.
But I had to get to the Griffin. I mean,
Yeah.
many collectors' favorite artist,
Yeah.
one of the best pieces. If you don't have it, again. And oh yeah, the other comment I wanted to make is it isn't a resto holder,
Mhm.
but the comments on the resto holder, it's like light color touch and something about reinforcement, which I really don't see. It looks like there's a light tape puller. Maybe that's what happened. Again, I'm not drilling down into the flaws, but this is as strong of a restored copy as you'll find. There's nothing really wrong with this, so this is worth a buy if you're looking for it.
All right. Well, there you have it.
And now poster number 2 from the sale is somewhere here. Ah, yes.
Yeah, more Wes.
Yes. And this was the end of the Wes era for
Mm.
Bill Graham. There are a couple posters later in the series that are just kind of a different style, and it's nothing like this. But most of you that collect know the story. This was Wes sort of flipping off Bill Graham, which he had enough of. He thought that he was not being compensated fairly for the work that he was doing, and he had a young family and all that. And the imagery and the symbolism in here is pretty rough. You have Wes's pregnant wife with her hand out, and you have the dollar bill in the mouth of the snake, and there's a little swastika in there too. Make of it what you
It's pretty cutting.
will. I mean, Wes was a pretty opinionated person and had strong opinions. He was really a brilliant guy and had a lot to say, but he didn't like Bill. He really was not happy with this, and this was the last after 60 some odd posters that he did for Bill Graham. And it's one again, split fountain printing, and this has been a rising stock for years. So
it's beautiful.
Yeah. And so there you have that.
Indeed.
And next is
drum roll. Oh, yay!
Jimmy's first appearance at the Fillmore. Again, the story, I've probably repeated this, but for those of you that haven't caught it, it was 3 days after the Monterey Pop Festival, and where he just blew up, and he became the coolest, best thing that happened in the psychedelic 60s.
Yep.
So, his management weren't that happy that he was third on the bill. Bill kind of miscalculated, but he didn't know who Hendrix was. And,
and he made up for it later.
With the BG 105. And earlier that day, he had played a concert in the Panhandle, and the Jim Marshall picture that you see with him in the in the jacket, it's super cool. I mean, anything very Jimmy cool. I mean, Jimmy
it's
Jimmy anyhow.
Jimmy. Anyhow, yeah, that's a great one. We do tend to really be excited about that when it comes up. It's pretty rare. It's Jimmy. It's beautiful. We love it.
Yeah. This is that. Yeah, it's a poster. And then this wouldn't be fair if I didn't at least throw one family dog poster into this. And
yes, gotta be fair.
This was the family dog in the Mouse and Kelly era, and they took takes on popular culture and copyrights and all kinds of, which was very daring at the time. It was, they were definitely pushing the envelope. They were all freaked about the FD-14 and the Zigzag Man, that they were going to get in trouble and all that. And this, I mean, they're taking on, the U.S. Treasury here. It is parody, and it is, it was understood. They never got, messed with. But this is, you have the family dog Indian in. This is one of my favorite designs, and it really is one of the scarcer to find.
Yeah.
And in top condition. This one's a little bit toned out, but I mean, the paper's good. It was one of several posters at the Avalon where Bo Diddley played, and he must have had some kind of contract. I don't know the story, but he showed up there a lot, and he was one of the innovators, and the dog posters, they just have their own special vibe to it. And like I mentioned, some of the shine has come off of the early stuff, because again, new collectors coming in are chasing artists, and Big Brother, and it doesn't translate. If the poster said Janice, it would get a little more appeal. She was not with the band yet at this time. So I mean, it depends how, but still, I think that it's the sweet spot in these series posters is the first 20 dogs are a must-have. So there's your roundup of CGC posters in our current sale. I hope that I've given some insight to buyers.
Yeah.
And so,
It's 5 of 50. Go check out the rest. All of the links are in our description right below me. And again, the auction is open until Thursday, October 16th at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you in there bidding, and we'll see you back here next time.
take
Bye.
care, y'all.